Hi guys, today we are going to talk about a very important topic, the 6 theories of how the end of the world will be. Stay until the end of the video to find out all the theories that some physicists and even NASA consider. Like and subscribe to the channel. Nature against us. Research carried out in the last decade only reinforced what many scientists had already warned since the 1970s, as is the case of the greenhouse effect intensified by our standard of living that releases tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, one of the main agents of global warming. It is not by chance that the Earth's average temperature does not stop rising and at an increasingly accelerated pace. Climate change could be even more extreme when one or more tipping points in the climate system are passed. When the curve of a graph reaches a critical point of no return, scientists call that the tipping point, which, incidentally, recent research already indicates is happening in the Arctic. And this causes a domino effect, leading to the collapse of land and marine ecosystems, on which humanity is dependent, by the end of this century. Although they have a degree of resilience, that is, the ability to recover naturally with minimal negative effects, these systems are increasingly subjected to the radical impacts of human action. Once destroyed, essential resources such as water and food will be lacking. Another consequence of these climate changes are pandemics that, although rare, could become more common and more lethal, far more than COVID-19 itself, as species lose their territory and come into direct contact with humans. If urgent measures are not taken in this decade, the main forecasts warn that, by the year 2100, we will have reached critical levels for our permanence on Earth. Weapons of mass destruction. Only a nuclear warhead can kill hundreds of thousands of people, also considering its humanitarian and environmental consequences that last for years. According to data from the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, ICAN, currently 9 countries have a total of 14,000 nuclear weapons. Bombings of Hiroshima, left, and Nagasaki, right, 1945. Bombings of Hiroshima left and Nagasaki right in 1945. The largest of them has a greater destructive capacity than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima on August 16, 1945, responsible for the death of 70,000 people that day and more than 150,000 before the end of that same year as a result of radiation sequelae. A nuclear explosion releases so much energy that it instantly kills people close to it, producing a radiation that lasts for years in the affected environments, capable of killing and sickening the world's population in the long term. Experts estimate that around 2.4 million people worldwide will still die from cancer caused by atmospheric nuclear tests conducted between 1945 and 1980. Although the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, TPN, created in 1968 and, today, with the adhesion of 189 countries, seeks to put an end to these weapons, nothing guarantees that any country outside the agreement will not provoke a global-scale explosion in the future, and as long as these large numbers of bombs exist, this threat is real. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is part of our lives. Thanks to it, we can perform complex tasks in a matter of seconds, which, with our brain alone, would take much longer, but also in simple uses, such as creating a playlist according to your browsing history. These intelligent systems become increasingly complex and intuitive, but are also seen as potential dangers to humanity. Although it takes us longer to perform such tasks, the human mind has the advantage of learning from the context in which it is inserted, in order to develop new skills, and to this we call general intelligence. An AI, on the other hand, depends on being programmed by us humans to then learn on its own. However, experts fear that these intelligent systems will reach a more humane level, but calm down, they do not expect a psychopathic robot to appear and decimate the human population, as in the movies. The biggest threat here is that such an intelligence system will be used by the wrong hands and trigger a new arms race, this time based on AI. Sooner or later, experts say these programs will get the job done the same way we can, and their future, like ours, could be at the mercy of whoever is in charge of these smart tools. Asteroid impact. First of all, it is important to note that the Earth, so far, is not on a collision course with any really dangerous asteroid. According to NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, CNEOS, more than 22,800 objects larger than 140 meters in diameter have been found, and the orbit of none of them threatens our planet. Thanks to technology, today we are able to calculate and predict potential threats, but not all of them. Every 500,000 years, Earth is hit by an asteroid 1 kilometer in diameter. Large collisions, with objects up to 5 kilometers away, happen at a lower frequency, once every 10 million years. It is believed that an asteroid with a diameter between 10 and 15 kilometers was responsible for causing the extinction of 75% of animal and plant species, including dinosaurs, at the end of the Cretaceous period, 65 million years ago. Although an asteroid with a diameter of 10 kilometers cannot destroy the planet at once, it would certainly trigger a series of events that would compromise life on Earth, in a domino effect. For example, the impact at the end of the Cretaceous period would have released so many greenhouse gases into the atmosphere that sunlight was blocked for years, reducing the amount of solar energy reaching the surface. With that, many species that depended on photosynthesis, and that were the base of the food chain, disappeared. And an event of this proportion can still happen again. Large volcanic eruptions. About 250 million years ago, a series of large volcanic eruptions would have compromised life on the planet. According to traces found in northern Canada, researchers estimate that these events formed ash clouds in the atmosphere, in addition to greenhouse gases. Among the consequences of this catastrophe, about 95% of marine life and 70% of terrestrial living beings would have been extinct. Even more recently, around 70,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano, today Lake Toba, located in Indonesia, released billions of tons of ash and sulfates into the atmosphere. Experts say the event caused a 5 degrees Celsius drop in global temperatures, and some argue that the eruption caused the biggest mass extinction in human history. According to the Global Challenges Foundation, eruptions of this magnitude can happen at any time, leading to similar or even worse catastrophic consequences compared to those that happened in the past. If you liked the video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel and also watch the videos on the screen.